And I'm starting recording again, wrong button. Display capture. So just walk through that again. We're at the Google Maps thing. We say get started. We selected Maps. Enable Google Maps platform. Is that all you're giving me, Google? You should be fine if you give it a credit card. Oh, here we go. Select my project. Create new project. You don't have to. If you want to try to use something else, that's fine. I'm going to try to use this, though, because I already have an API key. The other thing that we could do is I could give you my API key, but you just can't push to GitHub. Yeah. Start a free trial? Great. You still have to put in your credit card. And the reason that they do that is not to charge you, it is so that they can prove that you're a real human and not like somebody just trying to have a massive amount of accounts and just use it for free forever. Because especially if you never deploy this, there's not going to be any way for anybody to make enough requests to your server that you get charged for it. Okay. So, like, I use this for a couple of projects now, and I deployed them, and I haven't gotten hit up nearly enough. So haven't gotten a charge. Never got a charge on AWS either. But I will walk through one thing that you will need to do for this API key, because you do not want this on your GitHub. Right? Because if it's on your GitHub, then there's like crawlers that go through it that search for API keys, and they will find it and they will use it. So we're going to have like a .env file, pretty much. The issue here, and this is just something to be forewarned about, is if you delete the project locally and then clone it back down from your GitHub, that file will no longer be there. And you're going to have to come back to Google and be like, where's my API key? Just know that that's a thing. So we're going to set up a new project. We're going to call it Vue Squad Location. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm going to turn off my display capture real quick. Set billing account, set account. Should already have something open. 7 Google Maps platform APIs and create an API key for your implementation. Great. So since I already have like my payment info entered into Google, I don't think it's going to ask me for it. I'm all set. I got an API key. Dope. Sorry, OBS, you're gonna stay dark on the screen sharing. Actually, I think that I can go ahead and pop this back up. So I got my API key, and now we need to install Vue 2 Google Maps, right? And the documentation for that looks like npm install Vue 2 Google Maps. Come over here. Kia. And on the credit card stuff, I think like Firebase and Heroku, if you get past a certain number of projects, also require you to put your credit card information in, not to charge you, but just to verify again that you are a real human that is not just trying to abuse their free stuff. But absolutely be wary, right? So we should see that Vue 2 Google Maps is now installed in my package JSON. Great, there it is, Vue 2 Google Maps. Let's look back at the documentation. So this is the quick start. This is just for like the map component. I don't really care about that. This is what I want. Vue.use View Google Maps. So load closes there. Okay, we're gonna need to close one more curly on this, and this is going to go in our nice main.js. Wait, is it? I feel like it's going to. New view router render, yeah. View.use, view Google Maps. I don't care about any of this. I haven't put it in yet. Unexpected token new. Let's see what happens if we move this to there. Okay, it's not yelling anymore, which is great. I think that means things are working, but let's double check. So this is, why are you angry? Parsing error, unexpected token. Let's see, this should go in main.js. It definitely goes in main.js. Review, router, render, mount, app. Use. Also want to import this. Just gonna look at the docs a little bit more. It says that it goes inside of the main.js, which is, that's where we're at, so should be good. We're still getting this unexpected token error here. So let's see, this closes there. Is that what you want? Trailing comma, no? Okay, great. That worked out. So let's run it and see if it's broken. Because again, step by step, bit by bit, right? Got our Google developer account, okay. Install the library, okay. Now we're just trying to get it so that the library actually loads into Vue without an error. It doesn't seem like there's an error here. Let's check on the G107 thing. Still working, sweet. So now, we've told Vue to use this. So let's go back and look at the docs one more time. This is gonna break as soon as we actually try to render the map. We should get like a box to render, and it'll say like, there's a problem, you don't have access to this or something. Where did that go? Here we are. So, we just want this gmap map, I believe. And then we might have a marker inside of it, but we'll do that in a minute. So first off, I'm just going to pass it into the individual card and see if it works. Gmap map, let's clean that up a little bit. No ref. All right. Fingers crossed, like, please render something on the screen. And nothing. Let's see what's up. So we got a bunch of errors. Connection refused, failed to load resource, failed to load resource, failed to load resource. What is this? Oh. We're on 8080 now. Wonderful. So now we're having an issue because we can't read property filter of null. So that's just because we didn't like start and then go through it, so it didn't have the data, which is annoying. But that's just kind of one of the bugs that is in the system that we've made so far. Still, we do not have. Okay, we don't have an error. We also don't have a map. We'd like a map. A map would be nice. So let's let's take a look, not at the console, but at the elements on the page and see what we've got. So nav, don't care. This, image, p-tag, div. There's no gmap map. So that's a little weird. So let's see what the docs say and see where we screwed up. If you need to gain access to the map, where's the quick start? Gmap map. That looks simple enough, right? Let's see if that'll do it. Yeah. I'm gonna put a little slash there to make it self-closing. See if it works. Oh, I put it on the individual card, not on the individual page. Hey, but it's rendering. There's something there. Sweet. So we're going to go to individual, which is where we actually wanted to plop it in. We're going to put it under the image. And now, it looks like there's a little place there. Got a div called Vue Map, but there's nothing rendering there. So let's see what our errors look like. Dun 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 dun. JavaScript API error, invalid key map error. So here's a nice yellow warning. It's so sweet when they're not red. Invalid key. So right in our main.js, when we're telling Vue to use this library, we just said your API token, which is not valid. So I'm gonna shut off the display capture for a second and paste my key in there, which is you should secure your new API key. You got a map?
I got a map.
Woo!
It's not centered or anything.
Whatever.
And it's in Nigeria.
Whatever.
Who's from Nigeria? Yeah, probably your.
Probably the person that made this library. How nice of them. Maps, JavaScript, API,
Also Nigeria.
credentials. Copy that key. Come back over here. Paste it in there. And then see. Let's bring this back up. Hey. So let's go to squad, click Zeek again. Hey, it's a map, yay! So now the thing is though, is that we need to, as far as like, what I'm thinking is that we should have the map centered on the hometown and also have a marker there. Because that way it kind of like marks where it is and shows you kind of the general area. But before we do that, I want to show you a little bit about environment variables. Do y'all already know what that is? No? Okay. So basically what it is something that is running on your instance, but it is not registered in your code. So like for your servers, it's a lot easier. Heroku has something called config vars, where it's like a form that you enter the key and the value. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a .env file within our project that is just to store environment variables, make sure it's in the git ignore, and then we're going to put our API key in there and use a reference to that to just pass it in there kind of, so that it doesn't ever go to GitHub, nobody else can ever use it. That's the goal. So there's a thing with Vue, and I forget what it is. So Vue environment variables. Leave. I believe that it ignores environment variables that don't start with like Vue underscore app. So I'm gonna see what that is exactly because I forgot. Mode development node env, environment variables, env loading, .env files. Yeah, so this is kind of the format that we're gonna be writing it in. So it's gonna be like all caps, Vue underscore app underscore Google underscore key or something along those lines. And then we just paste the key in right here. No quotes, no nothing. No spaces, just everything connected. Does anybody have a question about that so far? Cool. I'm going to turn off my screen, even though I kind of like already, if you pause it, you can see my API key at some point in there. But I will survive. I hope. Okay, so I'm going to come back over to this. Don't care about open editors. So right now, we do not have a .env file in here. So we're gonna make one. Yeah. .env. Then we're gonna have Vue app. Sure. Google API key equals. And then there's my key. And we're gonna save it. I'm gonna go into my app.main.js. And I'm gonna delete this. And I'm going to turn my screen back on. So now we're going to reference it with process.env processing instruction. No. Process. No. Process escape dot env dot Vue app Google API key. I believe that's what I called it. So ideally, this is going to work the same way it did before, but now it's referencing this environment variable. I'm also going to come in here and go to my gitignore and .env.local. I'm just going to do .env in here as well. It should ignore it. You're in the wrong place, buddy. No, what have I done? No. Oh Lord. Get out of here, node modules. So I want this out here in the main folder. Make sure it's there.
For the API key in .env, are there quotes around the actual key?
There are not quotes.
So it's just API underscore key equals.
It has to be Vue underscore app underscore API underscore key equals, no spaces in anything, and then just boom, your API key. And then you reference it like this, and I think that this should work. So let's see. Squad. Ryan. Hey, it still works. Yay! So again, like those .env files, I was so excited. Invalid key. Okay, well, this is a whole other thing to troubleshoot. Oops. JavaScript error. Invalid key. So, what I kind of want to do to troubleshoot this, well, first I'm going to go to the Vue docs and be like, why? Why you do me like this? Only variables that start with Vue underscore app underscore will be statically embedded into the client bundle. You can access them in your application code like this. Pretty sure that in my main.js process.env.vue app Google API key. I'm going to turn off my screen real quick and make sure I used the correct Google API key. I'm going to copy that. and then I'm going to paste it right here. Same thing. Okay. My app.view on mounted, I'm also going to console yay.log process.env .google shit API. Nope, it was Vue app. There we go. Paste. Dun, 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 dun. Undefined. Scruffy, stupid thing. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna quit my development server and I'm gonna run it again because maybe it didn't get built in because we added new environment variables and I don't know if that like dynamically creates things within it. So now I'm gonna go back over here. Hard refresh. Hey, it works now. So, like the troubleshooting that I did, it didn't recognize that API key because our development server had been running while we created it. So then it needed to like rebuild it so that it had access to it. So now, let's see. Okay, it doesn't say oops, something went wrong. Cool, good deal. So it is a little bit of work just to get that to render. But now, and since we only have like 15 more minutes or so, I'm gonna just see if I can get this to work and then I'll push my code up and you should try to get it to work, and if it breaks, you can check this out. We also want a marker. So let's go over to individual. X that out. Get rid of this. Map. Okay, close that out. So now it has a marker. We're not v4ing this. I don't want to v4 anything. I just want one marker. Key doesn't need a key because we're not looping. Clickable, don't care. Draggable, don't care. We just want the marker to display. So I'm going to delete those two. @click, also don't care. Position. So this is the tricky one. So I don't know what it's expecting. What is in dot position? Is it an object? Is it an array of two things? Like, we need to figure out what the format of position should be. I kind of assume that it's gonna look like this because that's kind of what we have here. So I'm gonna see if we can copy that and paste it in here and see if that works. Because I don't really know. But I assume if this is the way that center is receiving a lat and long coordinate, that is also how the marker should accept that. But again, I don't know. So let's see. It worked. That's awesome. I love it when things work first try. Okay. So now, how are we going to dynamically place this on you all, you useless superheroes? How do we place it in the right spot? So I know that we have access to hero.previousOccupation, superpower, and I think it's like hometown lat and hometown long. I'm going to double check that though. So I'm going to go into my Vue Dev Tools. Sure, app is fine with me. Got an array of 7. And it is hometown underscore lat and hometown underscore long. Okay. So hometown lat, hometown long. I'm just going to write those. Hometown lat, hometown long. Because another way that sometimes people do longitude is LNG, so it's important to kind of like figure out the distinction there. Like they do LNG. So I'm going to make another computed property. I'm going to say location is a function. This might not be the best use of computed, but I don't want to do all this somewhere else and make it really messy. So I'm going to put it in computed. So I'm going to return an object with a key lat that is equal to hero dot, ooh, I wonder if it's this dot hero. This dot hero dot hometown lat, comma, long, this dot hero dot hometown long. So ideally, this function is just going to return me an object with the keys and values that we see here. I hope. So what I'm going to do is, instead of console logging, I'm just going to try it. So center is going to be location, and position is also going to be location. Please. About squad, Ryan. Yes. That don't look so good. So let's see what's happening. If we go down into our anonymous component, it has the right things, but what's the issue here? If we look at that, so take a mental note of what you see here and also what we see here. What's the difference? Value, that's true. There are extra digits, and that should be okay. It should be able to handle those. Yeah, so you've got a string versus a number. Like, we don't need a string here. So what was that cool trick that we did earlier? Plus? That's insane. Okay. Ryan, is that where you're from? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But, 32,775, 79, 9 through 11. It looks like it's doing the thing. Let's see. So I feel like we are having a little bit of an issue on kind of like life cycle stuff. So actually, if you'll notice, I just want to point this out real quick. If we go to squad and we click on somebody, it's giving us something like that. No, it's giving us all things in China. Oh. Why is our... Did we... Oh, okay, the pin, this is wrong. Location. Zoom 7. So let's see. So now it's putting us in China. Is everybody from China?
I just did random numbers.
Austin, you're also from China?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Is that Tajikistan? Okay. Well, we've got some issues here. Yeah. So something, I don't know what this could be actually.
Well, is it like an absolute latitude and longitude?
I believe so.
East? Because mine would be west, I think, right?
Well, isn't that what the positive and negatives note is like above a meridian or above the equator? So that could be, what could that be? I don't know what that could be. Maybe we all put in Asian coordinates?
Well, because it does look like the latitude, which is like north to south. That's correct.
Ah, but it's the longitude that isn't?
Yeah.
Let's.
Could you change it to like a negative number or something?
I think I can. But also, wait, I don't want to get rid of computed. Let's see if Google can do this. Okay. So just to our maps load faster than Google's actual maps. So I just want to see if this is China. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's see if in the Vue Dev Tools, can we edit you? Let me edit you. Oh, come on. So, so we could do let LNG equal.
Wow.
There's 100% a better way to do this. Get this dot here dot hometown long minus this times 2. So my goal here is to like just make it negative, pretty much. There's got to be a better way to do it. If anybody thinks of anything, let me know, but maybe this will work.
Is it still going to be a string?
Yes, it is. Good call. Okay. There we go. Austin, is that you?
Yep.
Okay, so that is the thing. So our latitude was correct, our longitude, however, was not. All right, Michael, Arkansas?
Yeah. No.
Tennessee?
When I made one for D, I put it from Arkansas as the Japanese anime still.
Let's see, Logan? Colorado. Our map's doing stuff! Yay! All right, cool. So that was kind of a little bit hacky. There's also got to be a better way to turn a positive number negative. In fact, I'm going to Google that right. What's that? So would you do plus minus?
Oh, that's why the plus sign works, because you're saying it's a positive integer versus a negative integer.
It's like that plus 0, it's like this minus 0, or it's negative that.
So,
Equal minus, I think.
Oh, wait. Command Shift Z. And then instead of plus here, we. Oh! I see, because y'all input the correct coordinates, but when we put the plus onto it, instead of like a parse int or whatever, then it coerces it into a positive integer. I'm parsing int these. Oh shit. We're back in China. Uh-oh. Maybe that's not going to work. Ryan, China. All right, we're doing.
I just have my longitude negative. I don't have my latitude negative.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it this way. I thought that maybe. There we go. Maybe if we just parse int, then it would do the right thing, but it's not. So we'll just throw that negative sign in there. Cool.
So latitude's not
Is negative, yeah. Yay! We did it! Now the styling is terrible because there isn't any, but I'll leave that up to y'all to clean up. So wow, okay, so we built a Vue app, and we did some data fetches with the Ron Swanson quotes, and then we built another Vue app with router that does another fetch and sets some state and uses computed properties and mounted lifecycle hooks and passes props through the router, and then we put a map on it too. It was not bad work for 3 days. Good work, y'all. Yeah.